Batman has one of the coolest looks in all of comics, mainly due to the design of his Batsuit. So let's talk about which Batsuits are the best. What's up, my comic comrades? Batman's Batsuit is one of the most iconic and recognizable pieces of pop culture anywhere in the world. And we're not just talking about comics. No. Different takes on the Dark Knight suit have appeared in every form of media possible. But we're gonna try to narrow down the greatest Batsuits to ever appear, and this is going to be fun. One quick note, armors and mech suits do not count for this list. Only Batsuits. With that said, let's dive in. First up, we gotta start with probably my favorite comic book Batsuit look for the Dark Knight, and that is Jim Lee Hush Batman. This is a fan favorite for basically every Batman and comic fan, and that's because it's pretty much perfection. This put a whole new spin on the classic blue and gray Batsuit. We're all familiar with the classic blue and gray Batsuit with yellow oval bat symbol, which we'll talk about later. But this was a modern spin on that, giving us the blue and gray suit with a black bat symbol on the chest. I know a lot of people always prefer Batman to be in black and gray, as black is obviously more stealth, and that's what Batman is all about, but this blue and gray Hush suit works just as well. I think it still gives that moody comic book pop, and it's just very appealing to the eye. I also love the utility belt and the shape of the cowl. The whole suit is just iconic. Again, there's a reason why this is one of the most beloved Batsuits of all time. Jim Lee knocked the design out of the park, and to many Batman fans, this is the definitive comic book Batman look. Certainly the definitive modern look for comic book Batman. Okay, so we kicked this off with Jim Lee's legendary comic book Batsuit, but come on, anyone who's been watching Variant for any reasonable amount of time knows what I consider my personal nerd holy grail. Yes, it's Batman the Animated Series, so you know the Batman Animated Series Batsuit, as designed by the great Bruce Timm, co-creator of Batman the Animated Series, was likely to be on this list because it's all kinds of greatness. You're talking about what myself, and I know a lot of you watching, consider the Batsuit for the definitive version of Batman comics, movies, cartoons, or otherwise. It took the classic Batsuit with the yellow oval bat symbol on his chest and just tweaked it a little bit, giving us that black on gray with blue highlights or cell shading that made it just pop on that screen. I mean, what else do I have to say? It looks phenomenal. I'll go as far to say that when you say Batman to someone, this is probably the image of Batman that comes up in their head. Not only did Bruce Timm design the suit for Batman the Animated Series, when it came time to do redesigns, I would say he arguably did a better job this second time around. When Batman the Animated Series turned into the new Batman Adventures, we got redesigns for all of the characters, and first and foremost, we got a new Batsuit for Batman, which gave us Bruce Timm's spin on the classic black and gray Batsuit, and my God, I love this design. It's sleek, it's dark, it's simple, it's amazing. Then after the new Batman Adventures, Bruce Timm would give us yet another redesign for the Justice League and Justice League Unlimited animated series. This Batsuit was essentially a hybrid of the Batman Animated Series suit and the new Batman Adventures suit, giving us the very sleek design from the new Batman Adventures, but bringing back the blue highlights from the Batman Animated Series Batsuit. The ears on the cowl are also longer. It's all around a fantastic Batsuit. Essentially, Bruce Timm can do no wrong when it comes to designing Batsuits. Before we move on to the next Batsuit, we want to thank AllPosterscom for sponsoring today's episode. You've seen them on the show a few times, most notably when we introduced you guys to their amazing laser wood engraved Gotham City map and Star Wars poster. But in addition to posters and wall pieces, they make some incredible collector-style 16-month comic art calendars. Each of them start this month and go to the end of 2024, but they also include great artwork and even daily factoids. AllPosters.com have calendars that feature everything from scenic landscapes, humor, favorite shows, and more. But honestly, it's all about those comic calendars. Check out these bad boys they sent our way. We've got Spider-Man, Star Wars, Blue Beetle, Indiana Jones, and my personal favorite, the Marvel Comics calendar with 13 posters. They're all officially licensed and come in a variety of formats. I'm talking wall calendars, poster calendars, desktop calendars, pocket calendars, and more. It's a fun way to stay organized for work, family, school, events, and everything in between, while also adding some great comic book art to your daily vibe. Think of it as organization meets fandom. So to grab one or a couple for yourself and a friend today, just head over to allposters.com or click the link in the description below. That's right, just look under this video and click that pretty link to unlock all the calendar goodness. Okay, the next Batsuit on our list is a great Capullo design from the New 52. This is essentially the classic stereotypical black and gray Batsuit with the huge black bat symbol on the chest that Frank Miller made popular in The Dark Knight Returns. But this is Greg Capullo's take, and it's amazing. From the very first issue of the New 52, I fell in love with this Batsuit. Even on the cover, you can could see, it looks great. I love the gray piping that goes along the suit, and the way Capullo draws his bat symbol is fantastic. It actually kind of looks like a sleeker version of the BVS suit, which is also one of my favorites, but don't worry, I will get to that later. Point is, from the first issue of Batman from the New 52, I fell in love with the way Greg Capullo drew the bat suit, and it's easily one of my top 10 favorites of all time. Next up, staying with the black and gray theme, we have Jim Lee's all-star Batman and Robin batsuit. There's not a whole lot to say, it literally just speaks for itself. It's Jim Lee drawing the classic fan-loved black and gray batsuit with a huge black bat symbol on the chest. It screams iconic, hence it being one of the best of all time, drawn by one of the best artists of all time. I will say it's basically just the Hush batsuit with a different bat symbol, utility belt, and color scheme. And then of course we have probably one of the most stereotypical looks for Batman, and that is the blue and gray yellow oval batsuit, which artist Neil Adams perfected. I feel like when it comes to the batsuit, specifically comic book batsuits, there's three different camps. We have the camp that are diehard black and gray batsuit lovers, blue and gray lovers, and then blue and gray yellow oval camp lovers. I suppose that has a lot to do with which era of Batman you grew up with, but nonetheless, Neil Adams' Batman, the blue and gray with the yellow oval, is a tough one to beat. I personally still enjoy the Hush Batman look more, but I totally get why someone would pick this batsuit over the black and gray or any of the others. I mean, Neil Adams is one of the most iconic Batman artists of all time, and his batsuit is near perfection, like so many others on this list. It just really comes down to taste. Next up, let's move to some live action batsuits because man, there's some goodies. First and foremost, you know I gotta talk about my dude, Michael Keaton Batman. I feel like I could just leave it right here. I don't really have to go off on a rant on why his batsuit is so iconic, but I will anyway. First and foremost, this is the first blockbuster live-action batsuit for Batman's first major motion picture from Tim Burton's 1989 Batman. I don't want to hear anyone talking about the 66 Batman movie. There's always those people who are like, the 66 Batman movie was first. Different level. Apples and oranges. In any case, Keaton originally had two versions of the suit, the 89 version and the Batman Returns version, which slightly updated and modified the previous one. Either way, they're both part of movie and pop culture history. You'd be hard-pressed to find anyone who's not familiar or doesn't just flat out like his batsuit. It's also worth noting that Keaton just got a third batsuit, but I didn't really like it all that much. The modifications were just so we're leaving it out. Now with that said, I've been very vocal that I'm tired of live action Batman just having all black suits. He doesn't even have black suits in the comic books. But the reason why most live action Batman have all black suits is because of Michael Keaton's Batsuit and how well it worked for his first two films. Or even in his most recent appearance in The Flash. So he gets a pass because he started it all and it's literally his look. Bale and Pattinson Batman, they're just copying Keaton vibes, you know what I'm saying? They want to be Keaton. They wish they could be Keaton. But now we gotta get to the best live action Batsuit hands down and one of the best designs for a Batsuit period, which of course is Ben Affleck Batman's Batsuit, specifically his BVS suit. This suit is so damn awesome it hurts my feelings. It's essentially the Dark Knight Returns Batsuit, just live action. It's beefy, intimidating, the texture is great. It's the first time we got the comic accurate suit with the black and gray. Everything about this damn suit is great. The cowl, the short ears, utility belt, all of it. I would say there might not ever be a better one for live action. Yeah, your move, James Gunn. Your move. But even though the BVS suit is top tier live action suits, the Justice League suit is a close second. For the Justice League suit, they changed the cowl and added armored plate pieces on the suit, trying to make it a little more sleek. We also have the Nightmare Batsuit, which is just Batman in freaking military cargo pants with a trench coat and a machine gun. Come on, that's an instant classic, and we didn't even see it that much in the film. We also have the Batman Begins Batsuit. I thought Christopher Nolan's first go around with Batman's suit was infinitely better than the one we got for The Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises. I would actually go as far to say I don't really like the Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises batsuit that much. I was never a fan of all the armored plating look in individual sections. Big reason why I'm also not a big fan of the Batman Arkham Knight batsuit either. However, I think the Batman Begins batsuit looks awesome. I dig the cape, the cowl, and pretty much all of it. I wish they stayed along these lines as the trilogy continued. Oh, you know what? I would say Val Kilmer's Batman Forever main batsuit is better than the Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises batsuit. I'm just not a fan of the Dark Knight suit, but Val Kilmer's main batsuit was basically just a modified version of Keaton's, which as you know, I love, and I'm sure many of you do too. Now, let's go back to comic books because of course, I gotta mention the Dark Knight Returns batsuit from Frank Miller, specifically his black and gray one. This served as inspiration for the BVS batsuit, and that's because Frank Miller's big, thick, brooding take on Batman and his batsuit is all kinds of awesome. The Dark Knight Returns is known as one of the best Batman stories of all time, and this batsuit, both the black and gray and blue and gray batsuits he wears in the series are staples to the character. Everyone is is pretty much familiar with these suits and they're similar to ones we already mentioned, so let's move on to Batman Beyond. Batman Beyond is the Batman of the future and a good chunk of fandom's favorite version of Batman. And his Batsuit is badass. The red and black color scheme is always a win. It works so well for this future version of Batman. He's also got red retractable wings as part of his suit, and one of the coolest, most unique parts of it is the fact that the suit covers Batman's mouth. There's still an opening for him to talk, but no longer do you see the flesh of his face. It's just a simple all black design, literally, as Batman's entire face is now covered, with a huge red bat now on the chest. But do you know what else is one of the greatest Batsuits of all time? Lee Bermejo's Batsuit. This suit is yet another fan favorite, and that's for good reason. It's so distinct, as soon as you see it, you know exactly who drew it. It's one of those designs that is instantly linked back to the artist who created it. I just really dig the realistic vibe it has while still maintaining all the elements we love of the comic book Batman Batsuit. Keeping the gray and black color scheme, but incorporating realistic leather straps, buckles, fabric texture, Kevlar padding, and so on. Then you add the distinct shape and look of the cowl that almost looks alien in sculpt, and you have another one of the best Batsuits. And rounding out our list of the greatest Batsuits of all time, we have the Arkham City and Arkham Origins Batsuits. The Arkham City Batsuit, I would say, has become one of the most beloved looks for the Dark Knight ever. He's got those super long ears, the big black bat on the chest, and those massive thick gauntlets on his forearms. It's essentially the final form version of the Arkham Asylum suit, just upgrading all the greatness of that suit. As I mentioned earlier, I'm not the biggest fan of the Arkham Knight suit. I don't hate it, I just think it's too busy, and I'm not the biggest fan of armored plating for Batman, especially when it's all over the dang Batsuit. But in any case, I think most of you will agree, it's all about the Arkham City suit, followed by one that I will say rivals the Arkham City suit, and that is the Arkham Origins suit. This is what I think armored plating done right looks like, where you can see there's clearly armored plating on his shoulders and chest and stuff, but it still incorporates a lot of fabric and streamlined solid sections. Actually, you know what? I think I like the Origins suit more than the City suit. Yeah, I said it. Arkham City is great, but I think I'm digging the Origins one better. Just a little bit. But there you have it, friends. That's what we think are the greatest Batsuits of all time throughout every form of media. And now it's your turn. Let us know down in the comments which Batsuits are your favorite. But other than that, we'll see you next time when I talk about all things comics.